For many Kiwis with ADHD, what you're about to hear is the internal soundtrack to their lives.
Try and follow my voice. I'm going to count to 10.
What are we going to have for dinner tonight? I don't know if that's right. What are they talking about? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Focusing on the voice talking when this is your internal monologue is a near impossible task. But it isn't the only debilitating symptom of ADHD in adults.
Time blindness, like you have no concept of time passing.
I struggled with addictions. I was self-medicating.
So what could be harder than living with ADHD? Well, arranging a diagnosis. And many in the adult ADHD community have almost identical experiences.
Demoralising,
Degrading. Traumatising.
frustrating.
Both the Canterbury District Health Board and the Royal New Zealand College of GPs agree it's a growing problem. Here's the college's Dr. Brian Betty.
It has been recognised that there are more patients either raising the issue of ADHD or the question of ADHD coming up. It definitely is more widespread.
He says that more focus needs to be on accessibility to secondary healthcare.
Mental health secondary services are very constrained, very limited in access, and it's one of the big problems we're finding in general practice, that we can't easily access advice or review for patients. That is a major stumbling block in terms of getting a diagnosis of adult ADHD.
Most of Claire Fisher's immediate family has ADHD, but even with far no history, says she found the experience of getting help left her shattered.
I have had incredible burnout and have been to my doctor on numerous occasions in tears. When I've asked for an ADHD assessment, she says it's virtually impossible to get a funded one in New Zealand.
Adult ADHD is the second most commonly referred disorder to adult mental health services in Canterbury. But the DHB says only those who experience severe symptoms and impairment can be referred by a GP for a non-acute mental health assessment, leaving people like Claire begging for a spot with costly private psychiatrists.
It's even taken me months to get one that I'm prepared to pay for.
Darren Bull from ADHD NZ says an accurate diagnosis and treatment plan for adult ADHD should be available to all.
For ADHD, that is a principle that's not been applied, which forces people to go private. And that is discriminatory because you have to have the money to be able to afford that.
He says another issue is the ongoing aftercare costs that come with a new diagnosis and treatment plan.
Once you've been diagnosed, there's follow-up appointments and support. Now, if you go private, most people from our research don't do the follow-up appointments because it's too expensive.
For Claire and others on the ground, education and awareness around adult ADHD needs to be addressed and fast.
Country is in a horrible position when it comes to ADHD, I believe, and it's leading to our poor statistics in mental health.
With Kiwis like mental health advocate Jazz Thornton and Green MP Chloe Swarbrick using their platforms to raise awareness, those currently fighting have a glimmer of hope. Their own cries will be heard too. Georgie Hannafin, Metro News.